7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is good, everyone? It is your boy Politic Hot alongside my guy, Mr. Joey Woods, Mr. Mr. Chris Wilson, Mr. Rich Michaels, unable to join us this evening. However, we are still steps coming to you live on a beautiful Friday evening, courtesy of All Authentic Talk Sports Network. Mr. Joey Woods, how are you doing this evening, sir?
Can't complain. You know, I had a great weekend last weekend in New York City. Seen a Broadway play. Went to GCW. What was it? GCW Rights to People, they called it, at Hammerstein Ballroom. So It's always cool when you can go there and see an event. So overall, it was a good weekend. Good weekend.
Absolutely, definitely got a great weekend of pro wrestling coming up, as well as our Birds and NFC Championship game. So go Birds! Hope you know what I mean. Looking forward to us getting back to that Super Bowl. And getting the win this time, you know, giving us ring number 2.
Yes.
two count.
Listen, I never want to jinx a team. I never want to, say anything, but I don't know. This team to me just feels different. You know, the blueprint is always you play solid defense, you control the clock, you run the ball. That's a recipe for a championship. And they do every single one of them. Great, so to me it's Super Bowl or bust.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree. What's up, B? What's going on? B from the Game Changer Weekly Podcast. Just had them on. It was last week. You know what I mean? Good time. Hey B, we didn't get our guy, the Invisible Man, though. I'm pissed off about that.
It's funny you said last week because with I was off on Monday because of the holiday, and then with the Eagles and stuff and the NFC Championship, this past week has felt like the longest week of my life.
Seriously.
I feel you. Just to get to the end of it, it's felt like a solid 2 weeks in one, just getting over this. So I'm glad the weekend's here.
Right. No, I'm with you. I'd be like, damn, I think more so with this upcoming game, it keeps me anxious getting to the weekend, but it does seem like it's been a long week, but especially what I mean with pro wrestling too, with all the pro wrestling that come on throughout the course of the week, it's like, man, all right, what day is this?
That's how I am, bro. So there's so much wrestling on always now that when it's been a hell of a week at work and it's kind of like the days are running into each other and the kids are getting a little much. The only way I can truly tell what day of the week we're at is whatever wrestling show on. You know what I mean? Oh shit, NXT's on, it's Tuesday night, or oh shit, AEW's on, it's Wednesday, or oh shit, TNA's on. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the only way sometimes.
Yeah, no, that's the truth. That's definitely the truth. But yeah, so nevertheless, we greatly appreciate everybody joining us this evening. Apologies with the time and the scheduling. Hey, look, we're human. We got lives, and apologies. I mean, initially we were supposed to have been on Thursday, but due to some conflicts with the scheduling, we ended up reverting back to Friday, which will likely probably be where we go moving forward. So,
yeah.
So just a PSA as far as scheduling. So, but yeah. So anyway, tonight's show, we got a hefty amount of topics to discuss. Definitely a little bit later, we'll be talking about Saturday night's main event, previewing the matches that are going on for that card. As well as, we was actually just talking about this off air, and maybe we could, bring this out to the Still Steps universe, as far as that Tony Khan situation. And according, what I mean, with the rumor, we'll what I mean, dive into that a little bit more in a moment. But I wanted to open up tonight's episode, and I felt like they deserve the shine for the phenomenal job they've done on Thursday, which is TNA Wrestling, TNA Impact, airing live for the first time in 8 years. They said, I'm like, damn, I didn't know it was that long. But yeah, TNA Impact live for the first time in 8 years. Such a damn good show. I can't. I'll be honest. If I had to have a vote as far as show of the week, hands down, TNA gets it all from, from me. It just felt like everything that went on during the show, it spoke new era of the company, the direction, where where they going with the company. Obviously, we all know Joe Hendry won the title over the weekend at Genesis, defeating Nick Nemeth. So we had a host of returns that came to this show. We also started getting absorbing the effects of the partnership with WWE, with NXT talent being in attendance. We got the tease of one Cora Jade with Masha. We had the NXT titles, be defended. And it's crazy because I was like, oh shit, I totally forgot that the Rascals had won that number one contenders match. Many moons ago, and they pretty much cashed that in during last night's show. Just overall, damn good show. Uh, Joey, your thoughts on TNA Impact from Thursday?
Um, it again, like you said, it was very cool to see it live again for the first time. You said 8 years, is that correct?
Yeah, eight
Yeah,
years.
that's very cool to see. But across the board, for me, again, we kind of had our antennas up last show talking about what did this new partnership really look like, what was it going to mean, and it felt like in one show it's meant more than ever before. In one show, it really changed my opinion on this partnership. I think it's going to do great wonders for TNA, and I'm seeing that WWE seems committed to genuinely helping TNA and growing them, so that's pretty cool to see. I did read a report today, don't know how true it is, that stated that this is all done in the notion of eventually acquiring TNA. So I don't know how true that is, but it makes sense, to build the brand up to the point where you see if you invest in it, how high it can truly go. Because TNA has been doing it. We talked about this multiple times. How the only thing lacking at this point is television exposure.
Right.
Because across the board, they've been having good storylines. They have good wrestlers. They have good young guys. And the only thing really missing was being able to be seen on TV. So if WWE can help work out what and where they're viewable at, I think that would go a long way, even more than having big WWE guys on TNA. I think WWE can help with getting them on a streaming platform. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. And I will say that what doesn't get noticed, and as far as like talking about the television situation. Oh, I'm gonna pause this real quick because we definitely got to discuss this on a particular moment. But as far as like the television, like to those, and shout out to our Still Sets fans in Canada, if you're watching, you know what I mean, shouting you out right now. With the whole WWE effect, with Raw going to Netflix, Sportsnet in Canada was a big network where what I mean, those that live there will watch what I mean, Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. But now, since with Raw being removed, TNA actually has a slot on Thursdays on that same network. So I'm thinking with the effects of the partnership, they probably work something out with this, with this network, so that way it's like, what, look, like you don't have to, die on the sword. Like you could, take up where where we left off, and gain some viewership from, from that angle. I'm curious to know what the viewership numbers are since they made that move. Now they've only been on there, I think, but they might have had what 2 or 3 episodes so far.
Yeah.
Uh,
You mean back on Access, right?
well, yeah, in the U.S. they're on Access.
Yeah, they're back because they were on there
yeah.
and they left and then they came back, right?
I don't think so. I think they've been there for for some time now.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know they've been on there as well as the Fight Network. I think
Yeah, before, because I remember before what I was doing was when they really didn't have like a TV deal, I was paying for their YouTube subscription, and that was also streaming TNA Weekly Live also.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So I'm thinking with the television deals now. Access honestly, it's really not a bad network. I don't think it's just on everybody's
Yeah.
cable package. See, that's the only buzzkill they have with that.
That's a huge buzzkill because when you have a lot of these customers who are cutting the cord, 9 out of 10 Access isn't going to be one of those channels that are going to be freely given for like the basic packages. You know what I mean? Like you're going to have to pay extra to get that package, and I'm not sure right now if TNA is at the point where people are willing to pay extra just to see them. Yeah. I don't know if they're there yet. So, but yeah, I mean, here's the wild thing about TNA, right? You think about back in the day, right, when TNA was really running like strong, right? They were pulling 3 million views a week.
Yeah.
Like it's just wild to think about the swing of TV across the board, because now if a company pulls 3 million for a weekly wrestling show, that's astronomical in 2025. Mm-hmm. But in 2010, 11, when TNA was at its highest, 3 million was the competitor. 3 million was the second best. Like, which is so wild to me to think about how TV has totally switched in 15 short years. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, to this day, I don't know if we talked about it or I spoke with someone else. Like it's just amazing how CDs became so obsolete. You know what I mean?
And so fast.
Like
before CDs were a means. If you remember, like even when iPods started to kind of kick off, right? You would buy the CD so you didn't have to buy the iTunes. You could download the CD to your computer and just put it onto your iTunes that way.
Yeah.
Now it's like iTunes isn't even a thing. You just use Apple Music and stream anything you want. So it's just. I think when we always talk about like technology and how it's kind of like not where we thought. Oh, we don't have flying cars yet and stuff like that. I think when you look back at stuff like streaming and apps and stuff like that, I think that's taken off faster than anyone's ever expected.
Yeah, no, definitely, totally agree. All right, that's our still steps. Technology of the night. It's like no, but we did have one surprise show up at TNA last night. Our guy Mance Warner, popping up, former GCW champion. I ain't gonna lie, I had no idea he was going to be debuting at TNA. Did you see anything about this?
Yes and no. So GCW was Sunday night. Monday morning, Steph made a nice long post. I'll see if I can find it. She made it on Twitter, where she had made a comment about ready for the Steph hour and ready for all this. And then one of the lines that she said was ready for TV Mance hour or something like that. I'm trying to go back and find it. But like almost hinting that something was coming. But a lot of people I was talking to about this initially when she posted that was just Steph being a good spouse, so to say, and just kind of hyping up her man.
Right.
and no one actually took it as, oh shit, Mantis signed to somewhere on TV. So, I mean, I thought there was a chance. I think it would have been this soon.
Yeah, yeah. I had no idea. So in this case, is he 100% done with GCW or?
Uh, I don't think so. I think it's kind of like a Masha situation where, as long as it doesn't interfere with bookings, I think she does both. So here was the exact tweet that she put up on 120. It says, "Okay, couple shout outs for last night." She shouted out some people who helped out Alley Catch. She said Megan Bain is going to make $1 billion, and I love her.
Mhm.
I'm ready for TV star Mance Err. So that to me kind of put my antenna up, like something was coming.
Oh, that was the seed planner.
But I don't think it would be this fast. Like you're
Right.
talking about a week. Now,
Shit,
I
what,
haven't
4 days
really looked.
later?
Yeah, not even. That was Monday, and now this fast it's in there. I have to look and see for GCW's upcoming shows. Has he been announced anywhere? I'm not sure, but I would think it's a Masha situation where if he makes, yeah, I mean he's announced for March 2nd. He got announced for a match versus Rich Swann.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's a situation of if it doesn't interfere, he's there.
Gotcha. Now, while this episode was going, we got a little bit more detail as far as the what's it called, the Digital Media Championship. And Sunday we saw PCO
Hmm.
pulling the hammer out on his title, and then just coincidentally we get to return to Steph Detlander on TNA Thursday night, and she done got revised the championship. Of course, keep it up with the kayfabe, so she won it in court. So now she's the digital media champion. So I'm wondering, based on this picture we got in front of us, is it possible, this couple of Steph and Mance going to be co-shares of the digital media championship?
Well, so here's the thing. So I don't know. Like on Sunday night when PCO did the title smashing, right? We were all like, "What the fuck? Like, what's going on?" You know what I mean? We were all genuinely shocked. But now seeing who the new champions are, and knowing how all these people kind of intertwine some way or another, Steph and Mance were a thing in GCW, Steph and PCO were a thing in TNA. I'm wondering if this is going to be turning into a work in some way. And GCW allowed the planning of the seed to happen on their show. Because, like it's just odd to me that PCO smashes the belt on a GCW show, and then two people who were together on GCW and in real life come on TNA that very same week.
Yeah, it
And
got the title.
it got the title. Like, to me, that just screams like we're being worked in some way, which would be great for GCW because, again, last week on the show we talked about we wouldn't be shocked to see it everywhere. And I mean, hell, this past weekend, if I'm not mistaken, Penta showed up in AAA.
Right.
So I keep thinking, expect the unexpected in the world of professional wrestling. Don't be shocked if anyone shows up anywhere at this point in time. And I wouldn't be shocked if they're able to swing that into some kind of story. Because I don't know if GCW would allow that if they had known what was going on, unless they've gotten an okay from TNA in some way or form.
Since you went to the event, have you watched the playback?
I watched the playback almost of that incident, you mean?
Yeah.
I watched that playback almost immediately because I went to the bathroom at that point because that was close to like the showtime. We had been in there since 6. It was almost 8. I had to go to the bathroom and get ready for the show. So I missed some of that, and I came back into him smashing a chair, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" So I jumped to Twitter real fast and saw it then.
Yeah.
And to me, just the whole thing, like, where do you get a sledgehammer from? Why was it readily available? You're in New York. a sledgehammer would be nowhere near the ring in the city of New York, knowing what we know about the commission.
Right.
Just overall to me, it was strange. It seemed something seemed off.
No, because I was gonna say, because you know how he talked about his contract situation with TNA, and on the playback, they cut the feed as far as like that moment of him using a sledgehammer.
So
So
where did they cut it in the on the feed?
they cut it as he was beginning to use the sledgehammer on the title when it was on a chair, but he kept botching it. The title kept falling off the
Because
chair.
then he grabs the mic and he
Yeah,
starts talking about how he's moved more merch and sold out more shows, and he's stuck. Pretty much saying he was stuck on a GCW show while TNA runs a pay per view, and he felt slighted.
mm. Well, we didn't get that far into the on that when he was on the mic. Now he did talk about as far as him no longer being with TNA, and then that's when they brought out the sledgehammer and he started, you know, beating up the digital media championship, and then eventually they ended up cutting the feed. So because I was kind of confused, I'm like, are we being worked or
Yeah,
is this
which makes sense too, though, bro. If you think about it, if this is going to turn into
especially
a work
now?
for TNA,
Yeah,
yeah, if this is going to turn into a work for TNA, if GCW didn't air it, TNA could technically own that footage. You know what I
right.
mean? Because it's not TNA. Because if GCW cut it and never aired on their show, anything that was shot, possibly TNA could get the rights to and use it within their storyline.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, it does make sense if they were to like be like the co-shares of the championship, but 9 times out of 10, based on what took place, it looks like it's going to be Manson, Sammy Callahan getting, getting a nod to, to square up against each other and possibly for the digital media championship. So more to come with
But
that.
didn't Sammy and PCO have a thing?
I don't recall, not to my knowledge.
Okay.
But it's quite possible. Like definitely quite possible. But yeah, but no. How about this moment during the NXT Tag Team Titles match? We had one Wesley come out, and then he had his alliance members. What's their names? Tariq and can't remember the other guy's name. So right off the tip of my tongue, can't remember it. But we had the both of them coming out, beating up on the Rascals, causing them their opportunity at the NXT titles, which Fraxium ended up retaining the tag titles. So I'm definitely seeing a NXT TNA feud brewing. You know, we got
Yeah.
we got Cora going, going at Masha Slamovich. We got Wesley attacking the Rascals. Like, it's definitely a lot going on with that. Now, the only part that is a little confusing is now with JBL in the picture during this main event match, where Cardona was attempting to use the heavyweight championship, and then out of nowhere, JBL just need to start a hashtag JBL everywhere. Like, this dude is everywhere lately.
Yeah. No, you're not kidding.
I'm like, yo, and what's so funny about it? Like, he just randomly popping out of the crowds. And just like this upcoming picture, like when I'm coming out, like just popping out, like
Was he on the pay per view on Sunday night?
yes,
He was.
yeah, he was there.
Okay.
hmm He was there. He was at this live taping. My man been across the world, OVW. Like, you got a company, JBL is there.
We need some kind of payoff, though.
Yeah, that's the part that's still up in the air with him here. To me, I think he's working with Nick Nemeth. I just got this thought, and I think it would then lead into like the whole NXT TNA, the line is crossed type of thing. Like I can see something like that. You know, what I mean, being created, and then who knows? Maybe it'd be like a war games type of situation, but
Hmm.
you mean between the two brands.
Yeah, it's possible. I just need to see a payoff somehow because I need to see them connect the dots for me.
Right. No, I'm with you on that. But yeah. Again, overall, I will say I meant to mention this as far as like the production. I honestly felt like that was all WWE production last night. Like
It
that.
very well could have been.
Yeah. Because like
Biggest show they had in 8 years. It really could have been.
yeah, the way the show flowed, like it really had like that WWE vibe. Now, if it wasn't, you know what I mean. Listen, respectfully, I apologize, but it definitely had a WWE vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. TNA, I'm proud of y'all. Like a proud parent. Like, look,
Huh.
I'm proud of y'all. Like y'all did the damn thing Thursday night. So, um, before we go into Saturday night's main event, I do want to make one plug, and this is kind of it's not a way left moment, but I don't know if you saw this card that's going down this weekend. Like this is a solid card. I wish I can go, but it's around the time the Birds play. With all
Yeah, I
due
seen
respect.
this.
Yeah, the PWJ
Yeah, I seen this.
Nashville
Yeah.
card. Yeah, no, shout out to Kev Kush. Like this was a damn good card coming up this weekend, and to those that may want to attend, I think most of the ringside is already sold out. Limited tickets are available for general admission, and you can only get them at the door at this point. So yeah, PWJ Damaged Goods going down Sunday, January 26th at the Mecca in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. Doors open at 4 p.m. Bell time 5 p.m. Yeah, I know it's not going to be streamed, but they are recording for I guess like a later date to show it. So yeah, I definitely want to check this card
Yeah,
out.
no, for sure.
Like I was like, damn, I was like, hold up, wait, when is this happening? And I saw the date, and I was like, shit,
Yeah.
like shoot. But now let's go into Saturday night's main event. Going on this Saturday. Oops, sorry, wrong button. Yeah, man, we got Saturday night's main event going down in San Antonio, Texas. Going into this card or show overall, like what's your thoughts on it?
I think it hasn't been as good of a build as the first one, which always happens. The first is always a bigger deal of it. I think it took a little while to develop. I don't know if it's a situation where there's too much too fast or what, but I mean, it's good now. But I think it took too long to develop.
I feel like it's too soon for another Saturday night's main event.
Yeah,
Like the last one seemed like it was just 3 weeks ago, which it probably was. Like give it some time. Like allow it to be to be wanted,
yeah,
so to speak. Like
yeah. Because they didn't even start talking about this until recently. It was like it was always there, but it wasn't really like talked about at all.
yeah, yeah. Now it's almost like they're in a position. I'm guessing like are they going to start running this monthly now? I haven't heard anything for February, but like it appeared to be that way. Like they're going to start making this like a monthly thing. And I would understand, I guess maybe since they have reduced the live event schedule, and rather than having like several live events, you then have one main Saturday night's main event. You mean a month for for talent, but yeah, I don't know. To me, I feel like it's a little too much, especially when you're going in a Royal Rumble season, which you got the following weekend. Like allow some of these matches I ain't gonna say every match to be on the Rumble, but like this was a match that could have been on Royal Rumble. Nia and Rhea.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, it's obvious. You know, Rhea's not going to be in a Rumble. Nia utilizing opportunity to be able to go for the title.
Yeah.
Hey, you got her right there. Shit, you know what I mean? She's a workhorse. If she wanted to go on a Rumble too, I'm sure she would do it too. Like if the opportunity presented itself, but I wouldn't want that to happen. But yeah, like I don't know. I just feel like this is a moment of just, you know what I mean, in general, like
The only
relax.
thing I can say that it is a good thing that it happens now is because you mentioned the Rumble and like someone like Nia, like had she been tied up in a wrestling match on the Rumble card, she's typically not going to be in the Royal Rumble.
Right.
So it helps free up some of these names. For example, Jay versus Gunther, we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Whoever loses on tomorrow night gets to be in the Royal Rumble still. And it would suck to not have one of these names in the Rumble. So I guess that's the only silver lining is they still get the Rumble chance.
Right. No, that's true. True. That definitely. Just saying in general, it's like you just had a Saturday night's main event. Like,
Yeah.
ain't
I
nobody
don't
else.
see any. Just looked at the schedule. I don't see anything coming up.
Hmm. Assuming they probably won't do anything at this point because now we're going into the heart of the WrestleMania season. And if I'm not mistaken, they got a good stretch of uh, events going on overseas, correct?
Mm,
Because if I'm not mistaken, somebody, I don't know if it's in the UK, but somebody's getting an actual role on Netflix. You can probably look that up. I remember because I remember hearing that.
so in March, there's a show in Spain. Then there's two house shows in Germany. There's a Raw in Belgium, and then a SmackDown in Italy, and then a house show in Ireland, a house show in England, a Raw in Scotland, a SmackDown in the UK.
Yeah, that's
So there's like
that's why we getting back to back Saturday night's main event to
so
make up.
there's literally like one, two, three. There's three Raws in the month of April that is overseas.
Mm, damn, getting that overseas bag.
I'm guessing they're trying to run a kind of like a dummy run of Mania in overseas because this is the road to WrestleMania and they're all
Right.
overseas. I guess that's what they're trying to see.
Well, yeah. Well, it's probably not going that well. There's the rumors about New Orleans next year, but there had been the speculation of the UK getting a WrestleMania.
I wouldn't mind it.
I wouldn't mind it either. Shit, if the pockets presented, so I wouldn't mind attending.
That flight would kill me.
I don't think it's that bad. It was like what 5-6 hours.
Not the money.
Oh well, yeah, agree. Totally agree. But as far as this matchup, who you got winning? The women's
Rhea.
champion.
Too soon.
I was about to say I got Rhea too. Honestly, most of these matches are kind of no brainers.
Yeah.
Although the Gunther and Jey Uso, I can make a case for Jey to win this.
I think Jay does win it, honestly.
I know. I don't know. Did we talk about it last week as far as this particular match and him possibly winning? Yeah, we did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I do too. I can actually see him winning.
Yeah.
For the sake of being able to transition off the Gunther. I don't know, and I heard this somewhere. They're talking about like repackaging Gunther. Like I don't really think he really needs a true repackaging. I just think that he got to get back to the less is more approach.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a little bit forced on the microphone where, I guess because now, well, as the champion, you got to speak up a little bit more. But I feel like in his case, if you maybe you do the repackage and get him back into that workhorse, like I'm all about my business, keep it short, but this is a J moment, like something that you can bring on the Raw on Netflix, man. Like fans are gonna eat it up.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think the time is now. I think they gypped him last title run with the US title. I think strike while the iron's hot and give him the belt.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like if someone were to interfere in this match, like who would it be? For him not to win. I can't really think of anybody right now. But
That I think of is like KO or one of those guys.
yeah. But that might be a little stretch for him to interfere, especially with everything he got going on now and on SmackDown.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking like that group. Like Drew McIntyre, all those guys that are mad for everyone teaming with Roman.
Right.
Oh shit!
Right. Gotcha. You good?
My headphones have a volume control. I didn't realize it worked, so
Oh
I turned it up. So when you said right, it was full blast.
no, it's not. Turn up. It's like no. We got the IC title match with Braun defending against Sheamus. We
See,
go ahead.
I don't know. Like, obviously, Braun needs to keep the belt, but I wouldn't be pissed if Sheamus got it. Last title, he kind of hasn't gotten yet, so I wouldn't be mad if Sheamus won.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too because I know this is like the title that haunts him. Like I don't know. At, on the same hand, it's like Braun is still like getting in his groove with being an intercontinental champion. But also too, they really haven't had like no true like opponent for Braun. Like everybody he's done went through, and it's like on to the next person, on to the
Yeah,
next person.
and even to look at like, and this is like thinking ahead and just kind of like not saying this what's going to happen, but just like across the board. So just say Gunther wins his match tomorrow night. What's left for him?
Right. True. True.
I feel like again, this is going to be odd to say because he's had it for so long, but I'm like, Braun don't need that title.
Yeah.
We know he's set in the company for as long as he wants to do this. He's just got it.
Right.
So I wouldn't be against putting the belt on Sheamus if you do end up going with Jay, starting a broad Jay feud for the title. Because there's not many heels right now that are free that you could just like throw against Jay if he was to win the belt.
Right. But you know what? Think about Raw being on Netflix now. Since its launch, I don't think Gunther has really gotten his just due being a champion, being on Netflix.
Let me ask you this, because we know networks play a big part.
Yeah.
Do you think Netflix is secret? Like, remember, we talked about how fast this Jay things happened, right?
Right.
Do we think Netflix maybe isn't happy with Gunther as the face of their brand? And
I
maybe they're behind the scenes pushing Jay a little bit to be like, this guy has everything. He's part of the family. He's cousins with The Rock. He can speak. He moves merch. Fans love him. His entrance is electric. Like, do you think Netflix execs could be behind the scenes, like trying to nudge WWE to put the belt on him?
I'm gonna say yes. I kind of want to say 100% yes. I'm gonna say I do think there is like that 65-70% influence of that. But then there's also where WWE also has to make a stand and say, listen, for this brand, he's our current champion. Maybe there was the opportunity of attempting to sell Gunther like to the Netflix brand and say, listen, he's our champion, which might maybe hence why, he was on the microphone a little bit more to display his personality. But even before like the show started, there was always that news of Netflix execs had you know some sort of request for specific stars to be
Yeah.
on the brand, and it does when you look at it, it does make you think like shit. Was Gunther on that list? And I
Yes,
don't. He probably wasn't.
I look at it like this, right? Like WWE fans like Gunther. He's a great wrestler.
I love him.
He people they like him. But right now, at this very state we're in, WWE and Netflix aren't worried about the WWE fans,
Right.
right?
Honestly, you look at it from the fans' sake, looking at who's really getting over. You would think Jay is the champion right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's because the main goal right now for the company is the people who are just randomly scrolling Netflix on a Monday night.
Right.
They want you to click on WWE and stay on WWE. So
Right.
their biggest goal right now is the new fans. Netflix has a crazy amount of subscribers. They want those fans that never watched wrestling before to pop on Netflix on a Monday night and just watch it and see how it is. And I think Netflix and WWE knows if you're starting the show with your champion every week, Jay attracts people in and keeps them in longer than someone like Gunther may be across the board.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. Totally agree. Look, we went from Intercontinental back to Jay and where he left. But I know you said you wouldn't mind Sheamus winning.
I
But
think Braun wins this, but I wouldn't be shocked if it went to Sheamus, honestly.
I got you. Yeah, I think Braun gonna win too. Depending on Sheamus' contract, obligations, I think he'll probably, if he's here for another couple of years, he'll probably still be around and create his own quote unquote story
Yeah.
of winning his Intercontinental Championship sometime in the future. But yeah, I think that'll probably be the thing. I know we do got the contract signing. I know there are some other matches going on for the event, as well as Jacob Fatu going up against Braun Strowman. Um, I think that's probably like the other only match.
Yeah, as of now, it's the only other
Yeah.
match. I think Braun joins the Wyatt Six this weekend.
Hmm. I mean, that would be interesting because if that's the case, if that were to happen, I would assume Jacob Fatu and the Bloodline would jump Braun, and then the Wyatt Six would appear, which would be an interesting
A
storyline.
heel. I think it needs to be a heel Wyatt Six because it's gonna be odd to say, but it's a perfect way of like if you're trying to rein in the bloodline again, like get everything kind of back on track. What better way to bring everyone back on track than having to fight a common enemy?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if you want the Usos and Sammy and Roman back on good terms with them, like with Solo and stuff like that,
Right.
the Wyatt Six would be a great common denominator to help bring them back together.
Well, you mean for the Bloodline to all go babyface?
Well, so I think they could go babyface and just not include Solo.
Hmm. I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Then again, I don't know. The way, and this was actually a little bit key tonight during SmackDown when Jacob was coming out with Tama Tonga, and you know how Tonga gets ready to do his
Yeah.
like he got his now set up to where before he say it, like to where the fans can also participate and do it, at the same time as he does it, and he actually got a good reaction from it too tonight after doing that. I was like, okay, I see what they doing here, like so I don't know that I mean that could happen. That did cross my mind tonight. I'm like, let me find out they trying to make both Jacob and Tama Tonga baby faces at some point.
I think you have to if you're because eventually you're gonna get Jacob and Solo, and the
Right,
only way to do that is if one's baby face, one's heel.
right, right.
So you're gonna have to pick and choose. And I think Jacob is so much more charismatic than Solo. I'm not saying that Solo isn't, but I think Jacob is just on another level, and he can easily fill in that face role.
Got you. Let me throw a curveball question to you. With everything that's going on with the bloodline now, do you feel like, not saying that this is happening, but do you feel like with the stardom and the time they're getting on television, do you feel like it's detrimental to the roster?
I think it was. I think they've got a lot less now, but I think in the beginning it was just like that Road to WrestleMania and stuff. It was kind of the Bloodline story, and then everything else. I don't think that's the case anymore, but in the beginning it was like that.
I I, I think if they carried it on a little bit longer with with them as far as like Solo, possibly fighting Roman again or Jay or Jimmy.
You have to have them win eventually. You can't keep doing this Jay and Solo feud and
Yeah,
having Solo take the pin every single match. Like eventually, the new Bloodline has to look a little bit tough to keep us coming back.
I think it's a good thing that now Solo. I guess he's probably going to go on hiatus. He came out last week, but he didn't really say anything and just walked out.
Mm.
Like, I don't know. I guess this is probably that moment where he's going to go through repackaging, possibly. Like
Jacob or Solo?
Solo.
I was like, Jacob already's kind of gone through that repackaging. You see the new outfits he's wearing and
Yeah, he's
stuff like that.
talking more.
I think we're starting to see a Solo repackaged now. I mean, look at the last couple of weeks on SmackDown. He
Right.
comes out, he allows the fans to get the best of him, and then he leaves.
Mm.
That never happened before. So it's not always it has to be the outfit or the attire that changes. I think they've done a good job so far of dropping subtle hints as to that he's changing.
Question: would you allow Solo to be in the Royal Rumble?
Um, Only if Jacob and Tama were close behind and they ran rampant for a little bit. Not saying they have to win or anything, but I think we need to start doing things to make the new bloodline look like there's something to fear about, and they haven't done anything to help them the past couple of months.
On the spot question: who you got winning the Royal Rumble at this very moment?
The Rock.
The Rock. Holy
I
shit!
think he goes back to the red hot heel, and he's entrance 41.
Entrance 41.
He can do whatever
31.
he. I'm sorry, 31. I
I
don't
know
know
what
why I
you
said
meant.
41, but yeah, I think he's 31.
Interesting. I'm actually gonna go with Punk right now.
Okay.
I think Punk. I think Punk. May get the nod this year. After getting injured last year, I think he might mess around and get it this year.
Definitely possible. So real quick, 'cause I know we're not gonna go super long today. We were talking about that Tony Khan and stuff like that.
Yeah,
We don't actually have to talk about it because I just looked it up. Blood Body Slam
yeah.
put out a story earlier this afternoon that actually debunked all those rumors.
Oh, really?
They were not true.
Oh, wow.
So Dave Meltzer came out with a report and said that he's heard from independent bookers that young AEW talent was banned from taking bookings in Las Vegas during Mania weekend. Body Slam has come out recently and has said that they don't know who Dave's source was, but that is not correct.
Hmm.
Talent is able to take bookings as of now during Mania weekend.
Man, folks always putting up some bullshit.
Yeah,
Like,
it definitely makes sense though because think about it. Um, A AEW is not in Vegas that weekend, right?
right.
But WWE is. And just for example, just use GCW Collective for example. We know WWE and GCW have a good relationship. So who's to say like Nick Khan and Triple H aren't in the back of some of these GCW shows, just pretty much scouting and plucking talent of these AEW guys who have a couple years left on their contract, and they're like, okay, we want this guy, we want this guy. We realize this guy's good. You know what I mean? They get to interact with them up close and personal.
Right.
Something they wouldn't typically have access to without these independent bookings.
Bold prediction: Triple H would attend the collective this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't shock it. I mean,
Yeah.
Nick Khan was there last year, so I wouldn't shock anything.
Right. I can see a photo popping up.
Yeah.
I actually got another bold prediction for something that's going on next week, and I'm just bring it up real quick. My bold prediction: this match right here, I got Jakar Jackson and Lash Legend winning I'm about to say the NXT tag title, the women's tag team titles from Bianca and Naomi.
Mm. So they're gonna
That's,
take the tag titles to NXT weekly.
yep.
See, I'll take it a step further. What if they do win the tag titles and it's because Jade came back after she discovered that Naomi was the one who did what she did just to take Jade's spot?
I like it. It makes it make it sound even better.
Because it gives Jade the opportunity to still do the performance center because you
Hmm.
can do this storyline within the NXT parameters and keep Jade down there and keep practicing and keep training.
Yeah. After tonight from SmackDown, it really came full circle. I'm like, yeah, they about to break up really soon. And
We're talking about Naomi and
and
Bianca.
Bianca, yeah,
Okay.
especially with because tonight was basically the night all the women, you know what I mean, decided to make claim that they're going to be participating in the Royal Rumble,
Yeah.
and they had the moment with both Bianca and Naomi, and like basically you can see it, like the writing is on the wall,
Yeah.
and with this upcoming NXT show, um going to be live from Atlanta. I think there's something to this here. Like there's something really big to this.
So, real quick, refresh my memory on this because I'm kind of drawing a blank here. The titles that Bianca and Naomi have right now were ones that were won by Bianca and Jade.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I could definitely see her coming back here and having a part.
Yeah. And be like now, then it's revealed as far as who actually took her out.
Yeah.
Which that part will probably happen on SmackDown, like that admission, like Jay come out, lay out Naomi end up taking the pin, losing the titles, and pretty much that's where the division will start from there going forward.
Yeah. I definitely see it happening. I don't, especially because it's within NXT, and I think there was a big emphasis on getting her down there to help her kind of mature in the ring.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be shocked with anything within the NXT brand.
yeah, yeah. And one last thing, this came out tonight. There's speculation that Bianca and Rhea might be going toe to toe at WrestleMania 41.
I mean, someone had to turn heel.
Not necessarily. I mean, it would all depend on who wins what type of match. I actually threw that
Yeah.
out on Twitter. I said, what I mean, which match you think Bianca would conquer, Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber?
Repeat that. You said.
Like, what would be the path she would conquer to get the title shot? Would it be by winning the Royal Rumble or by winning the Elimination Chamber?
And the title shot would then be WrestleMania's for either or.
Right.
I would say the Elimination Chamber because I feel like there's more opportunity to do less. You know, when you're down to the bottom two, the bottom three, bottom four in the Royal Rumble, you're doing a little bit. You know, most of the time they're not like beat up pulps like they are in Elimination Chamber and stuff.
Right.
So you still have to do some chain wrestling and stuff. At least with Elimination Chamber, at that point when you're down to the final three, the final two, and you have to do some heavy lifting, there wouldn't be much because Elimination Chamber has done the damage already.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it, what's less for her to do? I think Elimination Chamber is less than Rumble if you have her enter last. Kind of stay off to the side until there's one or two people left.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. If anything, I don't know.
I mean, obviously the pop is bigger for her to win the Rumble,
Right.
but for the growth and development of her, I don't know if you trust her to do enough in the Rumble to without. I don't know. I'm not wording it right. I don't know if there's enough that you can showcase of her in the Rumble to prove that she's ready without her showing people that she's not ready. I feel like there's less opportunity to mess up in the chamber than there is the Rumble.
Right.
If that makes sense, what I'm saying. I think
No,
I'm rambling a little bit. I'm just I can't get out what I'm trying to say, but
no. I see what you're saying. I think if they were to be able to display something from her, it'll probably have to carry with the storyline with both her and Naomi. Like
yeah.
somehow that story would
Like
have
Naomi would have to cost her
play
at the Rumble.
exactly. You
You
know,
could do both too, though, bro. You could have her do both. Like you could have her be one of the final two in the Rumble and just come up short, and then win the chamber. You know, you could do that too, where kind of best of both worlds.
now hypothetical, they were to win at NXT on Tuesday, go into the Rumble as champions, then have a situation where maybe Naomi eliminates Bianca.
Well, not even that. The feud is easy to paint. So
Yeah.
they win this weekend, not this weekend, this Tuesday.
Yeah.
To keep the titles, the feud's easy. Jade comes back, wants her belt that she never lost back.
Right.
You were just a placeholder. Naomi takes offense to that. It comes out that Naomi was the one that did what she did, and then boom, you had a feud. So there's ways of doing it and keeping the belt on them. What I worry about is if we start this Naomi Jade feud while they're still holding the title, is the title's gonna feel like a back burner at that point. You know, the title's gonna feel like an afterthought.
I don't know. I think they got to lose those titles if Jade come back.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Or maybe like Jade inadvertently cost them. You know, she comes back like in the middle of a match.
Yeah.
They're shocked and boom, and take the pin.
They'll come back and just choke slam Naomi and leave.
Yeah, because maybe she does that because I mean, shit, that could start the Bianca Jade feud too. Like Bianca's like, "What the hell you doing?" And then like Jade trying to show her the truth, like Naomi was doing everything all along, and she don't want to hear it because she just lost her belt. And Jade takes offense to that, and boom, you have a feud there too.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, there's definitely some legs to this, but yeah, this particular tag team championship match that's happening, I'm like, yeah, something about this just stands out. Like I got a good feeling. Like
The only thing that scares me a little about this match is the two women they're fighting aren't ones that are teetering back and forth between the main roster and NXT. I don't know if they want to just kind of cast away the women's title onto NXT full blown right now. Like, had there been someone who's kind of back and forth, you know, with the main roster and NXT, I'd be like, okay, they're getting the belt because they're still seen everywhere.
right.
I worry about the belts kind of going into a purgatory on NXT because those women don't ever come to Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, I mean, because you look at the tag team division Like I don't there's definitely you can like count Chelsea and Piper out. You
Yeah,
know, now that Chelsea's the United States,
yeah,
champion. Um, there really ain't many left.
yeah. And even like Chelsea and stuff though, like even they don't truly feel like a tag team. They more feel like a Diesel and Michael situation where
Right.
they're just there to make sure that they stay healthy.
No, I got you. You bring up a good point. They might just be at the hub of NXT going forward.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what worries me.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, if anything, that's a good spot to have it at in the meantime until the main roster one finished their transfer portal, the rumored drafts that's supposed to be going on. Like,
Why that pisses me off. Like it's making your head explode a little bit. Like why are you advertising a draft when last week and week before they talked about the transfer window?
yeah, which is still ongoing.
Like make your mind up. Like are you doing the draft? Are you doing the transfer portal? You can't have both because
Right,
it's just counterproductive to each other. So
right.
to me, you gotta kind of decide and not release any information on the other one until one is done.
Well, the draft is a rumor, right? Or did they officially come out and say that they're going to do the draft after
Well,
Mania?
I think everyone. I mean, they haven't come out and officially said it, but I think everyone's under the impression that it's going to happen just to kind of reset the rosters for each network's likings.
Hmm. Then that means whatever they're doing with the transfer is not enough for the networks. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. All right. Look, people probably looking at us like, yo, y'all diving deep. Y'all talking about network execs,
But
production.
listen, when you sign a new TV deal and it's all about viewership and stuff, and it's all about like when you talk about Netflix and $1 billion deal, you got to keep them happy any way possible. So if that
Yeah,
means doing what you got to do, so be it.
that's a fact. And look, we fans, we consumers too. So
Yeah,
like, we want good shit.
yeah.
All right. We at the 1 hour and 2 minute mark. We're gonna shut it down for tonight. Pick it back up next week. What we got? What we got going on?
Results from Saturday night,
Yeah.
Royal Rumble predictions.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely gotta get those in.
Hopefully,
And
the Eagles are in the Super Bowl.
that's also a big fast. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Yeah. So, all right. Maybe we'll talk amongst ourselves as far as like maybe think of something special. Since it will be Royal Rumble weekend. I know we've done something in the past as far as like throwback Royal Rumbles, but I don't know. So kind of think on something. Make something specific as far as like talking about the Rumble next week. Outside of our predictions as far as who's going to win to go to
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
yeah.
So, all right, everyone.
You're about to say, fellas.
Yeah, right. Just us. This was Still Steps, powered by All Authentic Talk Sports Network. Mr. Joey Woods. I am Politic and Hot. We'll holler at y'all next Friday. Till then, peace.